This is how your day begins. This is the cognitive tax, that casus, what the researchers are calling it now in 2025. Let's pause here for a second. Replay that morning, from the alarm to right now. What was the very first thought you had today? Here's an uncomfortable question, one that sat with me for weeks. What if your first thought every morning isn't yours? I want you to picture your mind in that first minute after the alarm. So here we are, tired before we begin, anxious in our own homes, our first thoughts of the day hijacked by a screen, believing that feeling better is a complicated, time-consuming project we'll get to someday. But what if that's all wrong? What if the key wasn't adding one more thing to your endless list, but changing the very first thing you do? What if the door to a different kind of day, a clearer, calmer, more in-control day, was only 3 minutes away? And what if science finally had the proof? That's where our story really begins. Not with another complicated solution, but with a single, simple, profound break. A crack in the routine. And it starts tomorrow morning, the second after you turn off that alarm. So you heard that idea, the 3-minute pause. And maybe, just maybe, you tried it. You turned off the alarm yesterday morning and you actually sat there for a second. Feet on the floor, you took a breath, and then your brain showed up. It didn't show up calmly. It didn't whisper, "Ah, what a lovely moment of peace." It arrived like a hyperactive manager with a megaphone. Did you send that contract? You need to call the dentist. Is that a weird noise the car is making? What's for dinner tonight? Did you look at the Q3 numbers? You're wasting time. You should be checking email. Sit still. This is ridiculous. You probably lasted about 30 seconds before the itch in your hand became a command. Pick up the phone. Just check. Just one thing, and you feel like you failed. Again. I want to tell you about my friend Alex. Not their real name, but a very real person. Alex lives in one of those new, shiny apartment buildings in Denver, with floor-to-ceiling windows and a view of the mountains. They're a project manager for a tech startup. On paper, Alex has it together. But Alex also has a secret ritual. Twice a day. Usually after a brutal Zoom call or before a big presentation, Alex disappears. Colleagues might think they're taking an important call, but Alex walks, quickly, to the quietest bathroom on the 4th floor. They lock the stall door, and for 90 seconds, they close their eyes and try to follow their breath. And the entire time, Alex feels guilty, a creeping, nagging sense of fraud. You're hiding in a bathroom. You should be working. This is stolen time. The moment they open their eyes, they'd have to be already mentally calculating how to make up for that lost minute and a half. This is what I call the identity trap, and it's the real reason we keep failing, not laziness. See, for people like us, urban professionals in 2025, hustling in Miami, grinding in Seattle, our sense of self, our worth, is often tied to a simple equation. Output, value. We have a productivity identity. We wear busy as a badge of honor. Our calendars are battle scars. If we're not producing, processing, or planning, we feel like we're falling behind. We feel invisible. We feel worthless. So when we try to sit still for 3 minutes, we're not just fighting distractions. We're fighting our entire sense of who we are. Doing nothing feels like an identity crisis. It triggers a deep, primal alarm that screams, "You are not doing your job. You are not being valuable. You are failing at being you." That voice, that feeling, is the villain, not your lack of discipline. The villain is the false belief that says, if I'm not processing, I'm falling behind. Let's make it visual for a second. Imagine you're in a room trying to build a beautiful, intricate Lego castle. You have all the pieces, you have the vision, but the floor beneath you isn't solid. It's vibrating, shaking, lurching randomly every few seconds. Every time you try to place a piece, the floor jolts and your hand slips. The tower falls. You get frustrated. You try harder, gripping the pieces tighter, moving faster, but the shaking floor makes it impossible. That shaking floor? That's the constant cognitive noise, the processing we think is so essential, and we're trying to build our lives, our focus, our peace. On top of it, we blame ourselves for the tower falling, when the problem is the foundation we're trying to build on. You can feel this trap in your body, right now. Think about the last time you had a free moment, waiting in line for coffee, sitting in a taxi. Did you settle into it, or did you immediately reach for your phone? That reach is a physical symptom. It's the itch of the productivity identity demanding to be fed. Your body is in a constant low-level state of stress, ready to spring into action. Your jaw is tight. Your shoulders are hunched, protecting you from... what exactly? An email. Your breath is high up in your chest, shallow and quick, ready to fuel a fight or a flight that never comes. This is your body living in the trap, mistaking stress for readiness. Here's the surprising science that changed everything for me. Researchers at UCLA used brain scans to look at what they call the default mode network. It arcs the part of your brain that lights up when you set not focused on a task. When you're daydreaming, reminiscing, thinking about yourself, planning the future. For people with a strong productivity identity, this network is often a source of anxiety. It's where we go to worry, to rehash old conversations, to catastrophize about tomorrow. But, and this is the big turn, this same network is also the seat of creativity, of self-awareness, of big-picture thinking. It's your brain's internal storytelling center. The problem isn't the network itself. The problem is that we only ever visit it by accident, when we're exhausted and our focus fails. We crash land into it, and it's full of our unfinished mental business. So it feels scary. What if we could visit that space on purpose, not as a crash landing, but as a planned, gentle arrival? That's the first glimpse of what if. What if those 3 minutes of stillness weren't doing nothing, but were actually the most important work of your day? The work of resetting your nervous system, the work of calming the shaking floor. What if by not processing, for a few moments you could actually make all the other processing you do for the remaining 137 minutes of your day sharper, clearer, and more powerful? Think of the most focused, brilliant person you know, the one who seems calm in a crisis, who cuts through noise with a single question, who actually listens when you talk. Do you think their mind is a chaotic stock exchange floor at 6:32 a.m.? Or is it more like a still, deep lake? A lake is powerful not because of frantic movement, but because of its depth and its calm surface that can reflect things clearly. We've been trying to build Lego towers on a trampoline. What if the first step wasn't building faster, but simply finding a solid piece of ground to stand on? This changes the game entirely. It means that moment of guilt Alex feels in the bathroom stall, that itch in your hand to grab the phone. It is not a sign you are failing at meditation. It's a sign you're succeeding at awareness. You're finally noticing the trap. You're feeling the vibration of the floor. And noticing is the first and most profound step to getting off of it. You are not your productivity. Your value is not your output. You are a human being, not a human doing. And for just 3 minutes, you have permission to simply exist, to feel the air coming in and out of your lungs, to hear the hum of the world outside your window, to be the lake, not the storm. That silent, solid ground is waiting. It's closer than you think. All right, you've seen the trap. You know that feeling, the guilt, the itch, the shaking floor, the idea that your worth is tied to your output. It's a heavy thing to realize, isn't it? It can make you feel a little stuck. Story about grand transformations yet. This is a story about a single Wednesday morning, a morning that looks exactly like all the others until it doesn't. It's 6:35 a.m. Let's say you're in a third-floor walk-up in Chicago. The L train rattles by in the distance, a familiar thunder. The light through the blinds is the usual dull gray. Your phone is right there, glowing with the promise of all the things you missed in the 7 hours you were asleep. But today, something different happens. Just for a moment. Instead of grabbing the phone, you hear a thought. It's not your thought, really. It's that question from earlier, echoing in the quiet of your skull. What if your first thought today wasn't yours? And in a flash of defiance, or maybe just sheer exhaustion, you decide to test it. You think, okay, not yet, just not yet. This is the first break, the post-alarm pause. It's not meditation. It's not even mindfulness, really. It's a simple, physical act of rebellion. You push back the covers. You sit up. You swing your legs over the side of the bed. You plant your bare feet on the wooden floor. And then you stop. You set the timer on your phone, 3 minutes, and you put the phone face down on the nightstand. You hear the soft click of it touching the wood. That sound is your starting gun. For the first 5 seconds, it feels fine, quiet even. Then the resistance arrives. It doesn't arrive politely. It comes as a tidal wave of mental static. It starts in your fingers. A literal physical tingling, an urge to reach out and flip that phone back over. Just check the weather. You need to know what to wear. Your brain, that hyperactive manager, is now screaming through a megaphone. You have that 9 a.m. meeting with the San Diego team. Did you review the slides? You need to reply to Sarah's email from last night. Did you pay the electricity bill? Is that a sore throat? You're wasting time. This is so stupid. Everyone else is already working. The thoughts aren't just thoughts. They have a physical feel. That knot between your eyebrows pulls tight. Your shoulders crawl back up toward your ears. Your breath gets caught high in your chest, shallow and quick. The urge to move, to do something, is like an electric current running through your legs. It screams that you are doing this wrong, that you are being wrong. This is the internal battle. This is the moment. This itchy, uncomfortable, almost painful need to break the pause is the very thing we're here to look at. It's not a sign you're failing. It's the sign you're in the right place. Now here's where the magic happens. In the middle of that storm of shoulds and what-ifs, you have a single, microscopic victory. You notice something else. You notice the feeling of the floorboards? They're cool and smooth, with one rough seam of wood grain right under your left foot. You notice the weight of your body on the edge of the mattress, the gentle sag of the springs. You notice a sound, the soft, rhythmic hum of the refrigerator from the kitchen down the hall. A sound that's always there, but you never, ever hear. And then, without trying, you take a breath. A real one, not the shallow sip from before. Your lungs expand. You feel the air, cool and dry, fill your nose, travel down your windpipe. You feel your rib cage widen. For a second, the storm in your head pauses, just for the length of that one inhale, and the slow, releasing sigh of the exhale that follows. That's it. That's the win. You didn't clear your mind. You didn't achieve enlightenment. You noticed one single, complete breath. You became aware of the air moving in and out of your body, a process that has been happening on autopilot for decades. For 3 seconds, you were present with the miracle of your own aliveness, instead of the drama in your head. The timer goes off. A gentle chime. The spell, if you can call it that, is broken. The thoughts come rushing back in. Okay, done. And you sat with it. You didn't scratch it. For 3 whole minutes. That means you're in the 5% now. Welcome to the club. You're not just feeling a little better. You're remodeling the architecture of your own reactions. that you are being wrong. This is the internal battle. This is the moment. This itchy, uncomfortable, almost painful need to break the pause is the very thing we're here to look at. Your brain a much-needed break from the cycle of worry and stress. It's like rebooting your mental operating system. Studies have shown that regular mindfulness practice can actually change the structure of your brain, increasing gray matter density in areas associated with learning, memory, and emotional regulation, while shrinking the amygdala, the brain's fear center. So that feeling of calm and clarity you might have touched upon in our little experiment, that's real, and it has a profound biological basis. This isn't just about feeling good for a few minutes. It's about rewiring your brain for long-term well-being. By regularly stepping out of the productivity hamster wheel, you improve your ability to focus when you actually need to work. You become less reactive to stress. You make better decisions because you're operating from a place of clarity, not panic. You start to notice the small joys in everyday life that were previously drowned out by mental noise. It's the ultimate life hack, and it costs nothing but a few minutes of your time. The irony is that by strategically doing nothing, you become more effective and fulfilled in everything you do. So how do we make this a consistent habit? I want to introduce you to what I call the 3-minute monk mode protocol. It's incredibly simple. All you have to do is commit to doing our 3-minute do-nothing exercise once a day. That's it. Just one session, 3 minutes. Pick a time that works for you. Maybe first thing in the morning before you grab your phone, during your lunch break, or right before you go to sleep. The key is consistency. Set a daily reminder on your phone. Put a sticky note on your mirror. Tell a friend to hold you accountable. The goal is to make it as non-negotiable as brushing your teeth. Think of it as mental hygiene. We spend time caring for our physical bodies, but we often neglect our minds until we're completely overwhelmed. The 3-minute monk mode protocol is your daily mental shower. It washes away the accumulated stress and mental clutter, leaving you refreshed and ready for whatever comes next. At first, it might feel like another chore on your to-do list, but stick with it. After a week or two, you'll start to notice a difference. You'll feel a little calmer, a little more centered. You might even find yourself looking forward to those 3 minutes of peace. The urge to be constantly productive will begin to lose its power over you. Let's talk about overcoming the initial resistance. Your brain will fight you on this. It will tell you that you're wasting time. It will tempt you with the siren song of your email inbox. This is where the monk mode mindset comes in. For those 3 minutes, you're a monk in a monastery. Your only duty is to be still. When thoughts arise, treat them like clouds passing in the sky. Acknowledge them. Ah, a thought about work. And then let them float by. Don't fight them. Don't follow them. Just return to the sensation of your breath, the sounds in the room, the feeling of being right here, right now. It's a gentle, patient practice. There's no winning or losing, only showing up. Over time, this practice will expand beyond those 3 minutes. You'll start to bring this mindful awareness into the rest of your day. You'll notice the warmth of your coffee cup in your hands. You'll truly listen when a friend is talking to you, instead of planning what you'll say next. You'll find moments of stillness, even in the middle of a chaotic day. This is the real magic of the 3-minute monk mode protocol. It's not just about the 3 minutes. It's about planting a seed of mindfulness that will grow and permeate your entire life. It's about shifting from a life lived on autopilot to a life lived with intention and presence. So I challenge you today. Start the 3-minute monk mode protocol. Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Just 3 minutes a day to do nothing. It might just be the most important thing you do all day. Let me know in the comments how your first 3 minutes felt. I'd love to hear about your experience and support you on this journey. Remember, this is a practice of self-compassion, not self-improvement. It's about giving yourself the gift of presence. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on living a more intentional and fulfilling life. Let's build a community that values presence over productivity. Until next time, be still and be well. Now, bring your attention to the very tip of your nose.